January 3rd, 2026, 3:47 a.m. Caracas. In 7 minutes, the president of Venezuela will be kidnapped inside his own palace. No one knows it yet, but this will be the most audacious military operation of the 21st century. So how did the United States manage to destroy an entire country's air defenses in just 30 minutes? How did they manage to locate Maduro? And most importantly, how did they take him in the middle of the night while he was protected by hundreds of guards? And I won't lie to you, what was done on January 3rd is something we've never seen before. A perfect example of pinpoint coordination between tens of thousands of soldiers. I analyzed everything, and today I'm going to reveal it all in the smallest details. You're watching Twaylo, subscribe, and let's go. Everything really starts to accelerate on November 2nd, 2025, when Donald Trump explicitly threatens all narco states with an imminent invasion if they do not surrender immediately. Barely 2 weeks later, Maduro announces that if the United States plans to attack Venezuela, it's simply because they are too powerful for them. But this is only the beginning, because just 9 days later, on November 27th, Donald Trump announces on his social network that Venezuelan airspace is closed, literally warning aircraft not to fly over the country. A few minutes later, he gives a speech and dances in front of the crowd, even bringing dancers in indigenous outfits onto the stage. Following this, Maduro reacts publicly, stating that the United States would never be able to defeat Venezuela, once again proclaiming that the country is invincible against external threats. He also ends with a dance. He will regret it very quickly, Donald Trump announces. And it is from this exact moment that the Operation Project Absolute Resolve begins. From that moment on, the countdown officially begins. The attack will be carried out during the holiday period to take advantage of some guards being on leave. And before the assault begins, let me quickly explain how all of this was prepared so efficiently and in such a short amount of time. First, thanks to intelligence services and moles hidden since August within Maduro's inner circle, the US Army was able to quickly understand all the habits of the Venezuelan president in the smallest details. What he eats, what time he sleeps, and even whether he slept with his dog or preferred to send it to the doghouse in the garden. Yes, the CIA is capable of obtaining that level of detail. But what's really impressive is that in just a few days, somewhere at the Special Operations Forces base in Kentucky, they built a house identical to the one they entered on January 3rd, with exactly the same safes and defenses everywhere. For weeks, probably starting in November or December 2025, Delta Force rehearsed the assault on this mock-up every single day. Everything was timed down to the second, always with the objective of being as fast and as surgical as possible. At the end of these weeks of preparation and selection, only between 20 and 40 operators were selected. This is the elite of the elite, a unit that has been trained their entire lives for this precise moment. In just a few days, they were aboard the greatest infiltration mission in modern history. For this mission, Delta Force was equipped with specific gear. But that's not all. Their main weapon remains the HK-416. And now that you know their preparation and their arsenal, it's time to go. But first, there was a major problem, and I see no one talking about it. Maduro did not always stay in the same place. Yes, the president frequently changed locations, and American officials often did not know where he was until late at night. The Americans therefore could not launch the assault until they had absolute confirmation that Maduro was in the Fuerte Tuna complex, the one they had trained to attack. Fortunately for them, on the night of January 3rd, 2026, around 1 a.m., the signal is given. He will indeed be in his residence. Except there is one last detail that could ruin everything. Because yes, to make sure the 40 commandos could land on the roof of the complex, they were going to need some help, and that's exactly when the entire US military steps in. Alright, I start the countdown. We move to H3. It's 12:47 a.m. local time. This is the beginning of the build-up. And also the first bubble, because yes, the operation works in the form of 3 overlapping bubbles. First, air superiority. But things are about to accelerate. We are now 90 minutes before the start of the raid. Unfortunately, this is not enough, and now all weapons within a 100 kilometers radius of Maduro's residence must be neutralized. This is the beginning of the second bubble. We now arrive at H5. The window is officially open. At this stage, Venezuelan air defense is functionally dead. The special forces know it. It's their moment to act. But before the raid enters territorial waters, there is one last bubble, the shortest and most dangerous. I'm being told over the radio that the helicopters have just crossed the Venezuelan coast. In 1 minute, they'll be at the palace. At 3:46 a.m., the helicopters come into view of the Fuerte Tuna military complex. At exactly 3:47 a.m., one Chinook hovers over the roof while the other lands in the presidential garden. Delta Force operators descend extremely fast using fast rope. At that moment, the team splits into several assault elements. Inside the palace is in chaos. Delta Force advances methodically. But against all expectations, Maduro is not in his bed as planned. He and his wife, Celia Flores, are running toward a secure bunker inside the complex. Delta Force manages to spot the fleeing couple. Maduro stumbles, his wife as well. Delta Force arrives immediately after. They pin them to the ground. They restrain their hands with flex cuffs. Package secure. I repeat, package secure. The radio crackles. The operation commander confirms, copy, exfil now. In total, only 4 minutes have passed since they entered the building. 3:51 a.m., the helicopters take off. At 3:58 a.m., Maduro is no longer in Venezuela. 15 minutes earlier, he was sleeping peacefully in a residence he believed to be ultra-secure. The hood is removed from his head. He finally understands what is happening. You understand now, it was a massive theatrical production, a huge choreography with tens of thousands of actors. In the end, there are no losses on the American side compared to more than 100 on the Venezuelan side. Trump has already announced that he does not intend to stop there. He has already targeted Greenland, meaning Denmark, directly. That's a lot of information, and I commit to keeping you informed with high-quality videos like this one, analyzing everything in the smallest details if new events occur. Until then, subscribe so you don't miss it, and I'll see you very soon. This was Twaylo. Thank you for watching this video.